What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are looking behind me, you will notice I got the cabinets up. I'm glad and not glad that I didn't film it. It was extremely difficult. Probably would have been hilarious for you guys, but either way, they are up. They are functional. They look good. So now we are going to just do a little bit of organization, I will say. Some easy things that you guys can do at home to clean up your workspace and make it a little more functional. So that is the game plan today. The first thing we are going to do is, you guys know that I have these storage boxes. And with everything that's in these, they're not very heavy. They're typically, these ones are a little bit lighter stuff. That guy probably weighs twice as much as these two combined, just because it's all actual hardware. You can see there's a lot of plastic and little boxes of stuff in these. So I want to mount these on the wall. So from this cabinet project, I have some little scrap pieces of my French cleat system, as well as I have another piece here, and I actually have a nice long piece. So my goal is to cut all of this up and utilize it to mount these little boxes here on the wall. So really what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna take two section wide, so two little holes wide, and I'm going to mount it right here. Sorry, it'll go like that. I'll mount one here and one there on both boxes. Maybe I'll do three. So I'll do one there and one there. Do it the same on this one there. And then I'm gonna take slightly bigger sections, but still not a full bar, and I'm going to mount them here. So that way I can just slip those guys onto here. And then as well, that will make it easier to, if I ever need to take them off, I can literally just slide them off and back onto the table. So that is the game plan. I'm gonna need to cut up sections, figure out how much I have, cut up sections, and then get to work. So let's do it. Okay, so I just finished, and I wanted to show you kind of how it's going to be laid out. So this is what is going to be in the wall in these sections, and then these are what I'm going to put here. So now I just need to figure out the best way to attach these to this so that they don't interfere with the last drawers here. I want to make sure that they're in high enough, I guess. And then also from the cabinet project, you can see I marked where the studs are ahead of time. So that should help me. Every single one of these, I'm gonna try and hit at least one stud, and then I'll probably use some wall anchors as well to make sure they're pretty solid. One thing of note while doing this, if you're going to cut something, I used an angle grinder like you guys saw. If you're going to use that, make sure you definitely wear eye protection. I had on eyes, ears, I had on gloves, as well as a respirator. And the reason for that is because these blades actually off-put material, and so it smells, as well as the aluminum, and so it just really helps keep all that dust particles and little pieces of metal and material out of your face. So it's definitely helpful to do that. You can just use a regular like a hacksaw, like a metal cutting saw like this. That totally works. This is just fast and easy, so that's how I did it. So make sure that you guys always stay protected and keep yourself safe while you're doing this. Another thing that was really helpful is when you do make those cuts, it gets a lot of sharp edges. So make sure you have like a flat file that you can just quickly scrape the edges so that they aren't sharp, because when you're doing any kind of cutting, it will create little shards and things on the ends, and they can cut you. So just pro tip of the day, or amateur tip of the day, I don't know. So let's keep going. enough. You guys can see I used a random assortment of screws. I didn't even check to see if they're level. It was all eyeballed, and yeah, it was pretty quick. So I'm happy about that. I did want to show you guys what I used for these are self-tappers. So a self-tapping screw has this little, I don't know, I guess drill bit almost on the end. And so you don't have to pre-drill or do anything. You can just drill it in, and then it digs the hole itself and then screws itself in. It worked really well on this plastic just to use those. So that's what I went with. And then I dug in here and found random wall anchors. I just wanted to make sure that these were as solid as possible. So each one is touching a stud, but they also have wall anchors in them as well, just as kind of a backup. So let's get these things hung up. It really should be this easy. Let's hope. Should be able to just sit this up and put it down. Yeah, okay. And then grab the next one, set it up, and put it down as well. Perfect. Okay. Screw that. There you go. So it really is as easy as that. I actually really like that because now I have a bunch of counter space back that I didn't have. Those were kind of blocking them. And then if I have this all the way up, I kind of have an area above it where I have some parts, and it helps keep all of this here. I still don't love where that one is. There's not a lot I can do about it right now though. I don't know what to do with it, but it kind of has an older assortment of parts, and it's also pretty heavy, so I don't really want to hang it on the wall. So yeah, I'll have to think about that one a little more. But these two, I'm very happy because they made way for my next project, which I can show you guys right now. Okay, so here is the next thing that I bought. These are power strips, and I have two. So the idea is going to be to mount them underneath the pegboard all along this rim. So you guys probably have seen in my videos, I just have used this, had this thing forever, it works awesome, but it just kind of sits on the counter and it's kind of in the way. This way I can have power all across the workbench wherever I need it. Which I'm very excited about. So all I have to do is kind of space out where I'm gonna want these and then mount them. I bought the ones specifically that are very easy to mount. They have tabs on the sides, so you don't have to try and drill a hole and then line it up and slide it into place. You guys can see that's what these look like. That way you can slide it to where you need it. These do have that on the back, but I wanted to just stick them on with tabs on the sides. Should be super easy, quick. So that is the next refresher for the garage. I've been waiting to get these for a while, so I'm pretty excited. Okay, well, I still have a lot of cleaning up to do, but this is awesome. I now have power. You know, the last one is right here at the vise, and if I need to, I have a plug-in right there. I could just unplug one of the power strips, but having power right there is exactly where I need it. Work your way all the way down here. My last plug is within the last 3 feet. This space isn't even being used, so it's literally right where I could need it. And if I need it for anything else, I always have my plug here. So I am extremely happy with this. This is definitely one of the bucket list items for my garage that I really wanted to get was these power strips. So it's the little things, you know, being able to plug in anywhere. It's just something, it's one of those things that seems to work out really well. So I am very excited about that. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, so as you guys know, the cabinets are up and there's only one last thing to do, and that is add a few more lights. So we are going to get started. Time for a time lapse. All right, everybody, so you could see that I finished. It looks pretty good. You know, these lights are really easy to use because they require basically no installation. You know, you guys saw, it's basically just hooks and chain. You put the hook in the ceiling, add the chain to the back of the light, and it's done. So it really, you know, cable maintenance is up to you. This one I'm not super happy with. I think maybe I will get a little white extension cord and run this one up the wall and over to the plug just so it's not dangling here. But you guys can see, amazing, right? Looks really good. So the main things that I was changing with this setup was I wanted 2 lights above the workbench. That was the most important. That's what I originally set out to do. But then by doing that, I was able to add 2 lights here that overlook the hood of each car. So if I'm doing any car maintenance, I have a little extra light. I still have, you guys can see that light over there to help, you know, lighten things up in the under the engine bay. But having these above for just general maintenance is super helpful now. So that is all I have. This is something any of you guys can do. These packs of lights for 4, you can buy them for 50 bucks, 80 bucks on Amazon, just depending on which ones you want. 100 bucks, doesn't matter. Really easy to install. You guys can see the time lapse. It probably took me 30 minutes, 45 minutes to rearrange and everything. So with that, I am calling the garage complete. We've got our cabinets, we've got things hung up on the walls, we've got our power strips, we've got lights. I am very happy. So that is all I have for you guys. Please like and subscribe, follow along for more projects. Bye.